and our next guest.
Saying what was dangerous was the way Mr. West included Candace Owens, an alt-right darling, a black woman and puppet, on his broadcast from the TMZ office. Her participation was most likely arranged by alt-right operatives.
She goes on to write, with uncharacteristic generosity, Mr. West, Kanye, ceded the mic to Ms. Owens, who allows a racist, misogynist movement to hold her up as evidence that it is neither. Joins us right now with her shocked reaction, I would imagine, Candace Owens, Director of Urban Engagement with Turning Point USA. She joins us today from Minneapolis.
Good morning.
Candace, hi, how are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you guys?
Doing okay. A lot in this Dream Hampton op-ed in the New York Times. Where would you like to start?
I guess we can start with the name calling. That's always my favorite part. I mean, am I the only one that feels like this is extremely elementary? It's like walking down the hallways of a middle school. I think pretty soon I'm going to get shoved into a locker by these leftist journalists. It's not to be taken seriously. It's all they have are all of these names that they're continually calling people, and they need to exit that strategy altogether. It's ridiculous.
What stood out the most? Was there a key word or phrase?
I mean, I quite frankly found the entire thing to be hysterical. It lets you know that they're afraid. I think the word dangerous was especially interesting. What's so dangerous about a black woman believing that she can do it without government handouts? What's so dangerous about a black woman that's promoting independence of thought in the black community? Why do they have a vested interest in black people remaining dependent on their narrative is the real question. So that was the adjective that stood out the most to me.
And Candace, if you're a puppet, then who's the puppet master?
Exactly. I'm still trying to figure it out. There seems to be no bottom to all of the names that leftists come out with. I saw an article literally ran that called me a loser. That's what I say when I say that these tactics are elementary. They don't upset me. They don't deter me. If anything, they encourage me, and it has an adverse effect. More people are able to find me and to research and to realize that the media is lying about my message. And they get to ask themselves that important question. Why?
Do you know Dream Hampton? Did she call you for an interview? I mean, she's calling you these names. Does she know you?
Not whatsoever. They have not any of these headlines. None of these journalists have reached out and asked me for a comment because these aren't journalistic pieces. These are hit pieces meant to assassinate my character. And unfortunately, it's not working.
Well, for folks who are unfamiliar with your story, a couple of weeks ago, you were at a town hall and you confronted a Black Lives Matter protester and you countered what they were saying. And then a day or two later, Kanye West said he liked the way you thought. And then everything unraveled on the political left where they came after you. He's in big trouble simply because he likes Donald Trump. And apparently he's not supposed to like Donald Trump.
That's exactly right, and that's what Kanye West was talking about, the thought police. This Dream Hampton writer is a member of the thought police force, where she has decided that black people are not allowed to have different thoughts. Black people are supposed to subscribe to this monolithic thinking that is encouraged by the left, and people like me are willing to stand up to it. As I said before, this does not scare me whatsoever, and I feel tremendously encouraged that these hit pieces will not stop, and they are coming more and more aggressively every single day.
Yeah, Candace, we've come to a point in our country where if you don't like the way someone else thinks, you have to hate them. Why do you feel like the left wants to write all these hit pieces about you and Kanye? Why are you guys such a threat?
Because for a long time, they have had a stranglehold on culture. And as Andrew Breitbart said, politics is really downstream from culture. So if they're unable to control culture, then they're not going to be so successful as controlling the black vote, which they have been tremendously successful in the past. What we're starting to see is black people are no longer looking at the name and calling, and they're starting to look at the policies. And the truth is, Democratic policies have decimated our communities over the years. That is the big wake up that they're afraid of. If they only get 85% of the black vote, they will lose. 85%, and they still lose. They have a lot to lose if we move the vote by even.
We will make America great again.